Hello, my dear students. I welcome you all for today's interaction talk. Certainly a different thing. A Dev. Dev offline. That's why it is a Dev. Maybe this is my first time that I am interacting with you all people, and first time that I am interacting with my friends online on a video. First of all, this interaction comes because of the reason that the chapter how do organisms reproduce, and especially the last part of the chapter which deals with the diseases that are caused because of sex. All the types of diseases and all they have explained over there: HIV, AIDS, gonorrhea and all, syphilis. But this topic or this chapter doesn't even touch or think about many type of questions that actually the students of this age, the children of this age face. This I come to know when one of my very dear students, active students, asked me a question today. And then I thought that there is a reason that we should go and touch certain different topics of this chapter or this topic as a whole. So this student of mine, very dear student of mine, he asked me a question in a personal box that does malaria or diarrhea type of infections, does they affect the sexual growth? Of course, the answer is no, because malaria bacteria doesn't really harm the hormones in the body. As soon as the bacteria is lost, the effect of the bacteria goes. So it may be possible in very rare cases, once in lakhs, that it can be possible that some type of malaria, some type of very abnormal bacteria, it may cause some changes in the sexual growth. Here I understand that this chapter doesn't answer this type of questions, and there can be many more questions, very different type of questions that can arise in the mind of the students. I'll give you one example. Actually, once I was writing a play, and in that play I had a character of a mother and a daughter. They are very closely related to each other, they are very close to each other. Mother is definitely a lady of a lower middle class family, hence practically she is behaving like a lower middle class lady, but she admires modern thoughts and she interacts with her daughter with very open mind. Her daughter is also very open to her. Today her daughter has gone to college and she was very enthusiastic when she went to the college. She was very energetic, highly curious, very happy. But now when she has returned from the college, she is highly dejected. We can see dejection in her behavior, highly off mood, upset, not exactly angry but frustrated. She is unable to understand what's wrong with her daughter. She asks her, what happened? Why are you so angry? When you left, you were very happy, very energetic, very enthusiastic. I asked you the reason behind it. You just told me, wait, I have to enjoy my day today. Today is going to be a great day for all of us friends. So you went away and now you are coming in this mood. Her daughter is even more upset. Mom, you don't talk about these people. These college people, they are very bad. They don't know how to manage an event. If they don't know how to manage an event, then why do you manage? Come on, you give up. Mom is like, what happened? Will you tell me what exactly happened? You don't talk about them. If I come across them, I'll hit them. I'll break their head. I just don't want them. I hate them. What is wrong? Will you tell me what is going on? Our college had started a program, nice program, we admired that program, open Ideas, open minds was the tagline of the program. We all thought it's nice that open ideas, open minds, they will interact with us with open minds and everything. Can you know what is the first topic of their program? The first topic was sex. We were like, wow, what a topic. Now openly they are going to take our ideas or going to tell their ideas, and open-mindedly we are going to listen everything. That's it. We were so happy about it. So then, it's nice. But you never let me know about this. Okay, I did not tell you, Mom, but I would have told you when I would return. I wanted to enjoy it first. I did not want you to actually create any problem. Okay. So, then, what then? We all nicely collected over there in the Audi. Can you guess who were the dignitaries of the program, who were invited guests to speak on this? Now, how do I guess that? Guess. First of all, there was a great Baba sitting over there to address us. And then there was a gynecologist. The mother is like, okay, gynecologist is well expected. Okay, Mom, a lady gynecologist. Fine, so what? A retired lady gynecologist. Still, I don't find any problem in that. You will soon. And the third was none other than the great trustee of our college. Fine, but what's the problem? What's the problem, Mom? They are going to tell us open-mindedly the questions that are in our mind, and what are the questions they are answering us? What? First the Baba came and he is telling us why we should not have sex. Okay, we couldn't expect anything more from him. Then came this lady, retired lady gynecologist, and she explained us how sex is bad, the diseases caused because of sex. Can you imagine that? From our open ideas, this is what is coming out. And this is what we are going to take in our open minds. Just guess that. Now the mom is slightly shut. She's unable to reply or respond in what way she is supposed to reply. But then she collects and comes back to the position. What about the trustee? Oh, trustee! What else will he answer? One came told why we should not have sex, the other came told how sex is bad. This fellow is telling where you should not have sex. Just crooked fellow, he just wants to save the campus of his college. What open ideas and what open minds these people have. Now the daughter is really very frustrated. Mom is like, okay, my dear child, but still it's okay. These type of questions also needs to be answered. You should know these also is a type of information that you are supposed to have. Nothing bad in it. We have been given this information only till date. Nothing new. Mom is now knowing that what is the danger that can come ahead. So she rather chooses to keep shut. Just then it clicks her. This daughter. She targets her mom. And then she asks her mom, Mom, will you answer me? What do you want to know? What is sex? Why is sex there? Now, biology says that the reproduction ensures the continuity of the species. But is that the only motto of that? That cannot be the case. What it is, why it is, and how it is to be done. Now the mom is slightly confused. She says that, first of all, how it is to be done, nobody needs to be taught. It happens. Don't think of that part. Nobody needs a training for that. No animal needed it. Humans will never need it. What it is, yes, it is a different experience which everybody, this experience, I can say, completes every other experience of your life. Now here the daughter is slightly misleaded, or maybe is confused. Mom says, look my dear child, tomorrow if you get the most fascinating experiences of your life, but you know that you have heard about an experience, a feeling, sex, which you are supposed to have, or it is supposed to happen. When it is supposed to happen, you don't know. How it is supposed to happen, you don't know. But that feeling is there in your mind. And now today, if you get to have a helicopter ride or a paraglide, these are the most fascinating experiences also of your life. You had it, you enjoyed those glides, but in the end of the day, you will still know that something is incomplete. You have left something incomplete. Sex is that which will complete all other experiences of your life. It will make you full. Why it is there? Yes. Why it is there? Everybody has got its own reason. How you experience it will answer this question. This question, or rather the answer to this question is very relative. Everybody experiences sex in his own way, and the way he or she experiences that sex concludes the answer that why it is in life. Some experiences it in a most brutal way, then they don't like it. Some experience it in a very romantic way, very lively way, then they just like it. How it is to be done, let that moment decide. Don't much think on it. Let these things happen. Definitely time will come and this event also will come in your life. Don't wait for it to welcome it. Otherwise, the charm of it will be lost. Same like supposing you have a friend of yours whom you want to wish a birthday. You are in the college, in your class, waiting for your friend, and you want to give him or her the most surprising birthday wish. Suddenly you happen to see her entering into the college gates, and then just calculating the amount of time she will be needing to reach to your class, you stay in the class waiting for her to come, just like you are waiting for that sex to come in your life. You wait over there. It's a high time, a long time. She has not yet come. Then you hide. Then you come out. You look over here on the floor. She is not to be seen. And suddenly she appears on your floor. Then you hide behind the door just to give her the most surprising birthday wish. You wait over there. You wait over there. This is high time. You have waited long. Slowly, steadily, you start losing interest standing over there, trying to give her the most exciting birthday wish. And then slowly, steadily, when you lose the total interest, you leave that place and go and sit on any of your bench or any of the desk. God leave when she will enter, I'll look at her. and then your friend enters. You definitely wish her, you are even now enthusiastic about her, you energetically wish her, but then that charm no more is there. So, my dear child, don't wait to welcome. Let it happen. It will happen on its own. So I hope, my dear students, this interaction between the mother and child has at least touched the topic of your mind. Coming back to the topic of that, one of my student who questioned me that does malarial and bacterial infection affect the sexual growth of a human being? I answered you no. The reason for this confusion, my dear students, especially, I'll go from some topic. We have not understood even today, forget about this topic of sexual reproduction and all, even today we have not understood the difference between strength. I'll write strong over here. A person is strong, has got good amount of strength. A person is highly immune, his immunity power is very strong, very strong. And then let us understand this sexual, sexuality or sexuality. We talk about these three topics. These three topics are entirely different from each other. See, when we talk about strong or strength, then who is responsible for your strength? The energy that you require for your strength, the carbohydrates. And also you require protein. Remember, protein are not the one who will directly provide you the energy. Carbohydrates provide you the energy, but whenever you display your strength, whenever you use your strength, the muscles get affected. They get torn, they get tired, and these muscles have to gather back, have to be repaired. And this repair work is done by the protein. So you have to have good amount of carbohydrates, energy, and at the same time you have to have good amount of protein. But this, of course, before going further, strength also we will see that it has got various facets, various way in which you use your strength. A sprinter who is actually strong, one who sprints, who runs with lots of speed, but only a distance of hardly 100-200 meter, or at the maximum 400 meter, not more than that. He will run with a great speed, a distance of 200 to 400 meter, 100 meter. At the same time, there can be a pacer, a runner who runs a marathon of 42 kilometers, but that is endurance. Stamina. How long can you stay at one pace? This both are basically depending on strength, but the strength is used in different forms. But whether it is this way, whether it is that way, does this mean that a person who has got huge strength of any way, he can lift 50 kgs, or other person who can lift 20 kgs and keep it hold for a longer period? Does this mean that they are immune? No. If there are some 5 friends in a room, 2 of them are of this type, strong, 2 are there who are always having food like vitamin rich food, fruits, ample amount of vitamins. They are not much bothered about meat, non-vegetarian food, protein rich food. They mostly have vitamin rich food. and the one who is not bothered about anything. Anything. The person is having any sort of food. He is not having any plan of any food. And if a malarial mosquito happens to have a visit to the room, what do you think? Who will be infected by the malarial parasite? Of course, they can be infected. Nobody can deny this. The only thing is that the people who have got strong immunity, though they may not be as strong as them, they may not be able to lift heavy weights, they may not be able to run longer distances, they may not be able to run with great speed, but they have got vitamin rich food, their immunity is very high, and then they have a good ability to protect their body, and then they will not be infected so heavily. These two things are entirely different from each other, and this thing is still way different from these two. This thing is way different from these two. Here, how your sexual organs are developed. Here, your protein supplements, your carbohydrate energy and all is needed. Here, the food that you have, because of that, how your hormone secretion is healthy. That is important. In male cases, it is testosterone, hormone testosterone, which has to be healthy production, the secretion of the hormone testosterone. In case of female, the healthy secretion of hormone estrogen. If this is healthy, then the sexual health is good, and they will be able to perform a good intimate sexual relationship. These don't have any relation with them. These don't have any relation with them. These don't have any relation with them. Of course, but definitely a good body, a well-defined, well-grown body, be it a lady, be it a male, the good personality wala body will attract the opposite sex. That is a different case, because everybody usually presumes that a person with a good body, good shoulders, good biceps, good legs, similarly a lady with a well-defined body will be good in performing sex. That is presumed, but it is not necessary. It is not necessary at all. They don't have any relation among them. The demands of sex are totally different. I won't be able to go in that depth. What are the demands of sex and all? But definitely they are different, and you will come to know with time. Okay, my dear students, with this, I think I have touched a lot of the topic. I hope that, see, these questions you will never feel completely answered. You will never feel that you have got all the answers in your mind. That is not possible, my dear students. One word is there, contentment. Today when I was speaking to one of my students, I happened to come across this word, contentment. A very nice word, my dear students. Very, very nice word. You always should keep this word in your personal dictionary. What is the exact meaning of this word, contentment? Few will say satisfaction. It's not like that. Satisfaction is momentary, temporary. Contentment may not be temporary, it is long lasting. I'll give it an example. I'll give an example for you. Supposing if a student is there who is appearing for the boards, of course there are many more students appearing for the boards. One student aspires to get an admission to medical. Of course, there's a board of 12th. one student aspires to go for medical field, the other student has not thought anything about their medical field, but the other students feel that okay, that student has to get anything more than 85%. The other student, there is another student who has got not much of the demand. The student feels that I don't know, even if I get 70s, I'll be happy, means I just have to pass. The results are out. After the results, the first student who wants to go for the medical field gets 93%. The another student who wants more than 85% gets 84%. The another student who was interested in passing gets 78%. Now what is there? Do you know what is contentment over here? The student who has got 93% should be contented, should be happy, should be satisfied. What it is satisfied. Why? Because after getting 93%, if the student doesn't get an admission to the medical field, then the happiness is gone. 93% is not going to give any more happiness to it. Student who has got 84%, what is that? Actually 84% are 85%. It is 85%. Can anybody learn in this fashion that I read to here and then I'll get 84%? I read more and then I'll get more than 85%. Can anybody demarcate things like that? The moment the student has got 84%, he has actually got more than 85%. But unless and until that 5 doesn't come over there, that contentment will not be there. The other person who has got 78% is actually the minimum of all the three, but he will be very much contented because he has got more than what he has aspired for. I have scored 78% in my boards. He will be happy with this for a long period. You can say this is contentment. Contentment is something which is very much from internal peace, which gives you internal peace, which gives you complete feeling. Then it is contentment. Happiness can be momentary. It is definitely momentary. It changes with situation. So like this, to give you the knowledge of contentment, the feeling of contentment, so that, I will have to repeat, to give you the complete answer so that you are contented is not practically possible by any one person. You will have to search for those answers and they will come to you, my dear students. They will definitely come to you. Wait for it to happen. It will definitely happen. Okay, with this, today's Adev is over. See you all soon. Stay happy, stay safe. I love you all, my dear students. I love you all.